Hey there. So, I'm absolutely furious with the United States Post Office at this point. Postal Service, I'm sorry. To begin with, I had been having tons of trouble getting them to deliver my packages to me. It was easier to drive, even though I hate driving when there's significant traffic out, and can maybe handle a very simple path, like from work to home. One of the reasons that I started going to work early, well, no, the reason was the heat, but I kept doing it even with a car, and it was very pleasant to be on the road at such an early hour, and I would actually leave earlier and get there earlier because of that than I normally do. And I also leave at an hour where the traffic's not too bad. I don't trust myself driving. I try very carefully not to be out during major, confusing periods, because my judgment, my ability to handle a car under any kind of confusion is really, really questionable. And I know that. I know that I'm not good at making decisions, and I try not to drive. And since I drive very little, I have very little, practice coping with it. Anyway, what is it? 3 weeks ago, on a Saturday, post office left one of these little things in my box, as they have been wont to do, saying basically, hey, you got to come by and get your mail because we don't want to deliver it to you. Now, I was home on Saturday. This is the second time in 2 weeks that they did this on a day that I was home. I was very, very unhappy, because I was getting these not every day, but say 3 times a week, because I was getting a lot of packages delivered. As you see my piles of stuff, whatever. There's an assumption that the Postal Service delivers your mail. Not these, and not nothing but junk mail. Well, that assumption turns out to be wrong, but we'll get to that. So anyway, I drive down, I spend my half hour in line that everybody has to spend when they want to get their mail, the stuff that they're supposed to deliver to you. Well, you want this, you got to wait a half hour in line, because there's only 2 people servicing there, and they're really, really slow, and they can't find things. And that's all understandable, because, Okay, so that's fine. And I mean, I'm not terribly impolite. I'm not cussing people out. I mean, I project a certain persona when things are really horrible, but, in person with someone, I'm asking them, look, can I have my mail? Can you deliver it to me? Is that too much to ask? And basically, what I got told was, no, you can't put these in your little mailbox, and I had done that a couple of years ago, and the package just disappeared because of it. You can't put these in your mailbox because they may not draw it out, and we might return it or burn it or whatever we do with packages that we don't want to deliver to you. So that's fine. I asked them, is there something I can sign? It's got a space for signature. Can you just deliver it to my door, and I'll absolve you of the loss of any packages that my neighbors might steal? Because honestly, in most cases, what I get ain't worth the shipping cost that I'm paying. And that's the majority. I usually do not buy things for very expensive. There have been exceptions, DAC and a couple of others, but I'm willing to take that risk to not have to drive there and spend a half hour of my time every day. And I was told no, they can't do it. Well, I was so furious, and I said to them, look, your guy didn't even come to the door. And this is the second or third time I've complained about this, and they said, okay, well, we'll speak to him. Okay. But, the anger, the blood pressure, whatever, I ended up getting in an accident. No big deal, I hope. Still haven't heard back from my insurance. I lost a bumper on my car, had it towed, paid for that, and signed my car over to the lot. It would have been a fine car. I could have probably gotten it fixed, but I was told it would probably be a ridiculous amount of money to get the bumper put back on, and it just isn't worth it. I'm happier without. That's fine. But now I cannot get my mail. I cannot go there and pay 20 bucks for a cab ride. And you know, when we're talking, it was already a half hour. I make a reasonable amount an hour. It's not worth my time to spend a half hour in the line and to spend the 45 minutes on the bus, well, waiting for the bus or whatever, to take the bus, to get to the next bus where I have to spend another half hour, 45 minutes to get home, or to walk, which takes about the same amount of time, but is probably impossible with a package. And I have to walk at least as far from their post office to the nearest bus stop that'll get me anywhere near where I want to go, or else I could take a third bus for those 4 blocks. Now there's a post office right near me, 4 blocks away or so. I can take my little wheelie cart and grab stuff from there. But no, they don't deliver to that one. That's not my post office. My post office is a couple miles away. Several buses, 3 buses if I want to actually take the bus the entirety of the way. 2 buses that are reasonable distance. It's within walking distance, but an unpleasant, about an hour and 15 minutes walk, which I have to do now for my groceries because I don't have a car anymore. But these mail packages are harder to carry than a few bags of groceries. So now I'm stuck once a week doing a trip. But anyway, let's go back to what's going on. So the day after my accident, I get one of these. I wasn't home that day. And I say, look, to myself, I'm going to call, got a number on here, says they can handle redelivery. So I call the national number, 1-800-ASK-USPS. They have a great system set up, totally automated, gets you a pleasant and courteous person to talk to right away. I mean, we're talking much better service than most businesses here. Very understanding about my situation. Well-trained call center personnel. Schedules a redelivery. Says everything will be good. I say, cool, this is the way I'm going to go. I had to schedule it for Saturday. It's on Monday, but I had to schedule it for Saturday because I knew I will not be home any other day during the time they deliver my mail. But that's fine. 1 day a week, I can do it. Spend the whole day here Saturday. I actually see the mail truck come in on Saturday at the other gate. And I hurry to my apartment thinking, okay, it's going to come, it's going to come. It doesn't come. I think maybe they have a special delivery for packages because I know sometimes the packages came at a different time. I don't know whose, I don't know why, I don't know how it happened, but sometimes somebody would come. I think it was actually UPS that came because I had to sign some little electrical thing. Or maybe they have special people who bring you signed packages. So, I wait. I wait the whole day. It's gaming day down at University of Advancing Technology, which I would have kind of liked to go to, but I said, okay, fine, I'll blow it off. I blew it off last month. It's not terrible, but something I could have done. I could have gone grocery shopping. It's so hard for me now, but on Saturdays and Sundays, I have a shop to do so. No. I'm up the whole day sitting here, doing nothing, stressing, knowing that my mailman's going to come knocking on the door, which is very difficult for me to begin with, but okay, this is the only way I'm going to get my mail, fine. Doesn't come. All right. Come Monday, I call, and I reference the special case number for my redelivery request. I'm told, yeah, that's there. We'll call your post office, find out why. And I say, well, let me log a complaint because I've had so many problems with these people. I keep telling them, and they keep saying, oh yeah, we'll talk to your mail delivery person. We'll talk to your mail delivery person. And nothing comes of it, Just bad. I've even talked to him and gotten him to say, yeah, I'll just leave your packages outside the door. That's fine. And that didn't happen. He didn't lose them or anything. It just didn't happen. They I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he went and talked and said, I got somebody who's asking me to leave packages. I don't have time to do that, whatever. Okay. I don't care. There's a systemic refusal to face the issue in the past and to give me a true story or to rectify, my situation by delivering my mail to me. Kind of think that's what the post office is about, right? So, anyway, I call back with that lodge a complaint, and they say, yeah, we'll schedule another redelivery for you, and we'll mark the complaint. I get a call from one of the managers at my post office Friday. No, maybe Thursday. Thursday or Friday. And he's asking me to call back. Actually, I think I got the call Thursday evening after I left work. And I call back on Friday and try to get a hold of him. And the first time I call, which is very early, 7 in the morning or something, soon after I got to work and checked my initial stuff, nobody answers, so okay, that's fine. But I call later in the day before I'm going home, and I get someone, not the guy who called, and I tell him what I was asked to provide, which is my package details. All I have is this article number. And it doesn't look long enough, it's only like 8 digits, but that's what I give him. And he said, he doesn't sound like there's anything he wants, he's going to tell me here about whether it's going to happen or not. But I'm giving him the information that was requested and left on my answering machine. Information they should have had from the original redelivery notice, or the second redelivery notice, or the complaint that they received. But, okay. I give them this information, wasting both of our time. Don't get told whether or not the package is even there, or anything about it, but I do get kind of a, yeah, we'll get it out on the truck. Okay, whatever. You don't even know if it exists, right? I mean, I go there, and sometimes it takes them 20 minutes to find my packages, even when they were I just got the slip the day before. And that's after waiting 30 minutes in line, right? It's just such a joke. Okay. Come Saturday, I spend the whole day home again. After I see the post truck, and again I see it. I go to my mailbox to see if the mail's come yet when it starts to get late, and I see he's there at the other gate, and I thought to myself, I should just go and see if, he has it for me. Right? And I said, nah, I'm here dressed in crap, and I want to see if this works right, if I can get it. Because if I have to intercept it, it doesn't really help, because I can't predict when he's going to be there and what's going to happen. Well, it doesn't come by. Well, it's another Monday, isn't it? I call my friendly USPS redelivery service again. And the first person I get to help me there is definitely overwhelmed. And I mean, every time it's been pretty reasonable people there. I'm getting less and less reasonable as time goes by. And I've written a letter to my congressman already about this, but without putting the specifics. I think I'm going to the specifics now, because it's either that or I have to try to sue someone at this point. So, what do? Well, I call again, and they tell me, our system's down, we can't track things. Okay, fine. I give them an earful, but I call back before I go home, and again I get someone, and they say, look, I'm going to transfer you over to our complaint resolution people, because obviously just logging a complaint didn't work. So they give me the number for the national complaint, a specific call line. I call them up. I again get a very, very nice person, and she says, look, I'm going to call your office and find out what's going on, because I don't even know if they have my package. After about 20 minutes, she calls back, and she is absolutely livid. She tells me they essentially said they don't have to deliver my mail. They do not have to deliver to the door, regardless of the fact that I don't have a car or whatever. They have to put it in my box if there's room in a box. If there's not, it's up to me to get it. Now, I'm paying get my mail delivered. I mean, I really am. They're offering a service that they can't provide. And maybe not my post office, but the United States Post Office as a whole is not saying, we'll deliver your mail if it's convenient to us. They don't say that. And that has never been the case. Now, what I found out is that this is a privately owned business that franchises out this office or whatever, that there is no hold on them, from what this woman said, of their complaint department, of their of the USPS as a whole. That they can just basically say, yeah, we're not really following the guidelines or whatever. I'm sure they've got, I'm not sure. They may have looked over their paperwork and said, yeah, we can cut corners by not delivering the mail. We get a percentage of that package, probably a pretty big percentage, because I would guess the biggest expense in delivering the mail is delivering the mail. I mean, look, there's this door-to-door operation. That's got to be huge expense. Well, my post office has cut that out. You know what they do? If they can't drive it and drop it in my box, they take it there and they say, it's up to me to get it. How much does, they must be getting paid a fortune that they're not having to deal with. They are completely ripping the U.S. citizenry off here. And this is what you get when you privatize a monopolistic type utility without proper oversight. I am sure that somebody slid in some sort of piece into the legislation that allowed them to be privatized in the way that they are to allow this to happen. Somebody said, oh no, we don't want to, we want to leave it up to their discretion or whatever. And now this businessman says, hey, I know how I can make the post office really make money. I cannot deliver the mail. I want this fucker. I mean, I'm sorry. Excuse my language, but I want this guy to lose his business, to lose his contract with the United States Post Office. Or I want this to stink so bad that people throw the idiots out of office who allowed this. I can afford to lose my packages. And this, you know what this is? This is 2 more packages that those suckers handed and said, sorry, we're not going to deliver your mail. Quite possibly. I mean, I don't think these are probably big. I know the one was big. I don't think these are. It doesn't give any indication except for some random number, which if you enter it into their database doesn't tell you a damn thing. Much, much longer than the other one. But I've been retaliated before by my post office, and I am sick of this. This is a form of corruption that is just disgusting to me. One expects, and this is the kind of thing that is ruining this country in a lot of ways, is we have a good name. The Postal Service was viewed as inefficient, etc., but it happened. Well, now it's just a scam. And, I want them to have to put at every post office, hey, we may or may not be able to deliver to your location. Because as it stands, I buy things, and the seller comes back with, yeah, I'll ship that through the Postal Service. And I say, I can't take that anymore. I cannot take the Postal Service anymore. They will not, you're not contracting with a company that can deliver parcels to me. I'm sorry, they don't do it anymore. I can get stuff from FedEx, I can get stuff from UPS. I can't get stuff from the United States Postal Service. They're not into delivering the mail. They want to make money because they're contractors for processing little pink slips. Ones that they give to their workers because they don't need workers anymore. Hey, they don't deliver the mail, right? And ones that they give to their customers because, hey, you work for us now. I say bullshit on that.